Alright, in Geometry 5.1 was kind of a challenge, mainly because you had all these new vocabulary words. Well, in 5.2 we're dealing with inequalities of triangles. So basically we're trying to figure out what is bigger than what. And we're going to give you a whole bunch of theorems so that it can help you find out which angles and which sides are bigger than the other, because angles are directly related to sides. So that means that, for example, if I were to have my angle this way, the more greater I have my angle, the higher that side is going to connect. Does that make sense? So if I had a small angle, okay, and then I created a bigger angle, this third side that I created for the angles become bigger according to the angle that becomes bigger. And that's basically what this inequality section is all about. So basically, if I have the definition of inequality, if I have two numbers added together, say 4 plus 6 equal, 4 plus 2 equals 6, I can assume that the number that these are equal to are bigger than those numbers, right? So I know that 6 is greater than 4 and 6 is greater than 2. I can assume because them added together gets me the whole number 6. So remember the exterior angle theorem? Okay, not the inequality, this is the new one, but the exterior angle theorem states that this exterior angle equals, okay, 1 plus 2. The opposite angles it doesn't touch, because it's supplementary, it equals these two, because these two are supplementary to this, and this is supplementary to this, so angle 1 plus angle 2 equals angle 4. Do you remember that? If you don't, just go ahead and look at the exterior angle theorem in your book, and it should refresh your memory. And so if I apply this, because angle 4, okay, so because angle 1 plus angle 2 equals angle 4, and I apply the inequality, then I can assume that angle 4 is bigger than angle 2, and angle 4 is also bigger than angle 1, right? So this angle is bigger than each of these separately, and that's the exterior angle inequality. Now, Theorem 5.9 and 5.10 mention the same thing that I am saying here. Basically, the bigger the side or the angle, the bigger the opposite side or angle. Okay, this one starts off with the angle, the side. So let's say this side, RP, is bigger than PQ, this side. So what that means is that the angle opposite, so if you draw a straight line from the side, that angle is bigger than the other angle because this is originally bigger. Let me explain that again. RP, so this side, RP, is bigger than PQ, this side. So that means Q, right here, the opposite side has to be bigger than R. The bigger this angle, the bigger the side, the bigger the angle. Same thing with the opposite. The bigger the angle, the bigger the side. So if I say that angle R is bigger than angle P, then the opposite side PQ has to be bigger than RQ because the angles, the opposite angles, are bigger than the other. Alright? So one more time, the bigger the side or the angle, the bigger the opposite side or angle. And that is the main concept for section 5.2. So we're going to put that into example, but we just have one example, so it's not too long. Go ahead and write this down in the definition, and we'll go into our example. Alright, so here what it's saying is to determine which angle is greater. That's all I'm trying to figure out. But the trick here is that they didn't give me any angles to work with. They gave me just sides. But again, the bigger the side, the bigger the opposite angle. Alright? So here we go. We have RSU. So RSU, so this angle, and then SUR. SUR. Remember, you find these, but the middle ones tell you which one is the vertex. So SUR, it's like I'm reading it. So I'm looking at those two angles. They want to know which side is bigger. So, which angle is bigger. So let's follow the side. Well, with RSU, the opposite side is 5.3, right? With SUR, the opposite side is 5.2. So mathematically, we know that RSU is then the bigger side. See how that works? Let's try the next one. We have TSV, so TSV is right here, and we're dealing with STV, and they want us to see which one is bigger. So let's find the opposite. TSV is 4.4, okay, and STV, the opposite, is 4.8. So as long as you can figure out which number is bigger, which is this one, STV, then this has the bigger angle because it has the bigger opposite side. Last one is RSV. So RSV, so this whole thing right here, okay, and RUV, this whole thing right here. Now this one requires two angles. You see how this one has two angles? It has 5.2 and also has 4.8. So this one is 5.2 plus 4.8. I have to add them together because they have two angles together. This one has 5.3. Do you see that? And the other one is 5.1. This is 10.4 added together. This is 10. So this is greater, making RSV my bigger angle because it contains the bigger side. So go ahead and write this down and try page 284, numbers 2 and 8. So page 284, numbers 2 and 8, and I'll see you in class.